Hey Radha,
Hello.
thank you so much for agreeing to be a part of my project.
Of course.
So this is, between now and the end of December 2024, there's 1,832 more days.
Okay. Are you excited for them?
I am excited. Do you know why I'm excited?
Why are you excited?
I'm excited because in that time, NASA is supposed to land the first woman and the next man on the moon.
Oh, that's cool. Wait, when is that happening?
Sometime in 2024.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yes, it's part of their Artemis program. Do you remember the last time we went to the moon?
No.
No.
I feel like I should after all the Space Society meetings, but I don't.
Okay. Do you think it was this century? Like since you've been born?
Well, not since I've been born.
Do you think it's been since I've been born?
Yes.
Would you believe the last time was like 1972? And I was actually born in 75, so I missed it.
Okay.
Not
Okay,
even
there
as
we go.
a baby. Do you find that amazing, or do you just
Yeah.
like, okay?
I mean, I feel like given how much attention people give to the moon,
Uh-huh.
like you would expect them to be sending people up there more often to try and figure out, because people always talk about potentially living there one day. So I feel like it'd be important to go up there and collect more data to make that possible. So they should go more often.
That's a good idea, but who have you heard of been talking about living on the moon?
I've been to your space meetings.
Oh, in my space.
Yeah.
Okay, nobody outside of that though. No.
Not really. I mean, occasionally social media here and there.
Oh, okay. Like where, for example?
Twitter,
Twitter.
Instagram, maybe. That's all I use.
Hmm.
So that's where I'd see it.
So does it excite you? I mean, if we land back on the moon, will you
Yeah.
be like at a party going woo, or will you be just like, huh, that's interesting. Okay, I have to do
Probably
today?
at your house watching it.
Really?
'Cause that's what we did last time. There was some kind of launch and we were at your house. We were playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's been a lot of launches lately. I think this year there's like 30 or 40 launches of various things. Well, that's great. Where will you be in your life in 2024?
I will have just graduated university, and I don't know where I'm going after that. So either grad school or med school.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really exciting. So it'd be like your first year of grad school or,
Yeah.
or
Med
second
school.
year?
No, I graduate 23 May, so it'd be first year.
23 May. And then 23 September would be your first year. And so it depends on what time they land.
Yeah.
If they land in the spring, it'll be your first year. If they land in the fall, it'll be
Fall,
your second
yeah.
year. That's cool. So would you describe yourself as a space person or not so much?
I think I don't actively go find information on space or like actively go like research about it, but whenever like at your space meetings, like whenever people are talking about like what's happened and what people are planning on doing, that interests me. It's just not something that I actively go out and like look at my own time, I think. But it is interesting to me what people are planning on doing and like all the ideas people are coming up with.
Any of them stick out in your mind?
I can't remember. There was one meeting where someone was talking about like they put up pictures of what a habitat on, I think it was either Mars or the moon, what it would like look like. They were putting up like almost like building plans.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember that one or no?
Was it a lady?
Yes.
And she was from the
UVH.
Masters of
Yeah,
UVH.
yes, that one. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bianco, I
Yes.
think was her name.
Yeah,
Yes.
sounds familiar. Yeah, I think that was really interesting to me because like there was like a little bit like visual of what could potentially like happen. I think that was cool.
So, you really like to see like maybe what that city on Mars looks like,
Yeah.
or that rover on the moon's
Yeah.
like, or things like
Yeah.
that.
And especially because like I don't understand more of like the engineering talk behind it, so I think being able to see it and picture it while it's being explained, like kind of like it made more sense in my head, or I could like actually visualize it. So it made it more interesting to me.
That's neat.
Yeah.
So 500 years from now, what does humanity look like?
so bad at these questions. I'm gonna turn. 500 years from
I can give you some choices.
now. Okay, yeah, I'll take
Okay.
choices.
Are we like just on the Earth, or have we like created like space stations and we're on the moon?
Mm-hmm.
Have we gone to Mars? Have we put things on like the moons of Jupiter and Saturn? Have we created a ship that's going to another star somehow?
I think space stations
Mm-hmm.
and maybe like obviously progress towards Mars, but I still think most people are gonna be on Earth.
Oh, I think you're right. I mean,
Yeah.
Earth is like the garden spot.
Yeah.
You walk outside and nothing, and you can live.
Yeah.
I mean, depends on society. I
And
suppose.
climate change and stuff.
And climate
that
change,
kind
yeah.
of stuff.
And
But
need sunscreen, of
That
course,
too.
but
SPF.
SPF, 50 or 200, or depends on the day. Would you take a space vacation if it was like affordable? Like, would you get into a rocket and go into orbit and spend a week?
If I'm with friends or family, yes. Alone, I think I'm too chicken to do it.
But you would do it
I
with a
would-
family, and
if it was affordable, yeah.
would you go to the moon?
Yeah.
Ah. How about
It's
Mars?
like a once in a lifetime. Yeah.
Even though that may take you 2 years.
Maybe not then.
It
Maybe
needs to be
not
like a
then.
week or two type of
Yeah, maybe like max like a month. Yeah, I don't think I could do 2 years.
thing. But before we talk now, you didn't know about people landing on the moon in 2024,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What do you think NASA should be doing so that you would have known? I mean, like, they obviously want people to know.
Yeah.
But it's like not like making it out there.
I think maybe just like having it talked about more in the news, and then also maybe having like a bigger like social media impact, just because a lot of people like do get their news and like they go on social media like a lot nowadays. So like if like NASA is putting out more information that way and spreading it more there.
Get
I
in
don't know, yeah.
the news.
Yeah. Because I mean, I don't watch the news that much, but whenever I do, it's usually about politics and not about space.
Right.
So
It's usually about crisis.
yes.
And crisis and disaster are the two
Yeah.
leading news
Yeah.
items that stick in our minds.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I think that'd be cool.
Do you think your classmates know about it?
Probably not. Oh, I also think putting it more into like education systems.
Like, make it part of the curriculum.
Yeah.
Like,
Or just a little bit more. Yeah.
well,
Would also be helpful.
where's NASA going and
Yeah.
why and how can you be a part of
Yeah.
it?
Because other than like, because we talk more about like technology that can be used on humans rather than technology that's like, and it's for humans, but I think I learned more about like biotech than I did about like, I don't know what the word is. It has to do like with outer space, like when you're studying like outer space.
Oh, like astronomy or astrophysics?
Yes.
Or
Yes. So like we didn't learn as much of like the technology that's like going with astrophysics. We just like learned like the phases of the moon and that it causes tides and things like that, rather than like what's new with space. So I feel like if that was more incorporated into our education, that would also bring more attention to it.
like elementary, middle, high school, college?
Probably high school,
Hmm.
maybe middle school, because I think that's probably when you would have the greatest like understanding or like ability to understand the technology and the mechanics behind it. Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
So in your mind, like, is the Earth small or big?
Small.
And, I mean, it really feels small, or do you just think it should feel small?
I think it does feel small. Even if you're not thinking in terms of like space, like I know that I haven't seen that much of Earth. Like it's like our own individual Earths, I feel like are more centered around like where we grow up and like where we spend our time, and that's that feels smaller because like there's so much out there that we don't know about, both on the planet and beyond. So it feels small.
And like, okay, our moon.
Yes.
Do you think it's a big moon or an average size moon?
I think I recall from like 7th grade science that it's average sized. I'm not sure. Is it?
There's definitely some moons around Jupiter and Saturn that are bigger
Yeah,
and
okay.
about the same size. But there's
Okay.
way more moons that are like smaller.
Smaller?
So I mean,
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
maybe it's
I
not
don't know.
unusual. How about it's not unusual?
Yeah, I guess that makes it average then, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Or slightly above average. We have a slightly, all the moons are slightly above average. It's like Lake Wobegon on NPR, where all the kids are slightly above average.
Average.
Actually, I don't think they say slightly, they just say above
Above
average.
average. Okay.
Yeah. So, anyway, so I'm gonna be doing 1,831
Yes.
more of these.
Yes.
Any advice for me? Like, what do you think I should do different? And
Different.
how can I make it go better?
I think I want to write. I'm just awkward in interviews. But
I'm awkward in interviews too, but I tell you what, if you do 1,830
I'm sure by the end of it, you'll be a pro.
I'll be a pro. Either that or I'll be accepting of my awkwardness. One of
Yeah.
the two. So.
I think it's cool. I think there's something I would improve upon. If I do think of something, I will let you know though.
Is there any question I should ask people? Like,
I guess you did kind of ask like, when's the last time you really thought about space, right? You kind of asked that. Maybe ask that.
what do you know about space? Are you a
Yeah.
space person?
Yeah.
What's the last thing you remember about space?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like reading like the last time you educated yourself about space, stuff like that. I think that'd be interesting to like see how much people don't know about it.
I know. I mean, there's like so much we don't know about.
Yeah.
Like, not just space, but like medicine, and biology, and geology, geography, all that good stuff.
Or maybe how like also, because remember when Bianca, Dr. Bianca,
Yes.
was talking, I think she referenced how like the stress on the human body when it's in space and how they have to account for that in the infrastructure of like what they're building. So I think maybe asking like how whatever field like me or the person you're interviewing is interested in, how they think it would be affected in space, if that makes sense.
Right. Like,
Because like as like a potential like medical person, like that was like interesting to me. So maybe
I understand.
question.
Like, what would it be like to be stuck in a space of this room for, a month?
Yeah.
That would be kind of difficult. And how could you design this room so you didn't go crazy?
A lot of entertainment.
Yeah, a lot of
Maybe
entertainment.
like crossword puzzles like the entire way, so you have to like just like keep working on it. Which that might make you go crazy. I feel like if you did crossword puzzles all day every day. But,
Probably.
that's-
Yeah. I need a word that ends in E and means, I don't know, whatever.
Maybe keep a dictionary in the corner then. Yeah, I think that's it. Maybe ask how their passion could connect or like be affected by going into space would be cool.
And your passion's people, like medical and neurological and that type of
Yeah, more neurological with
Yeah.
like the mind and the body. But yeah.
thing. Well, thank you very much for being a part of my project.
Thank you for asking. I'm honored.
Thank you. Yeah, you're in the first 10. So.
Yay.
Yay.
Top 10.
Top 10.
Maybe not top. First 10. No, it's fine. I'll take
First
it.
10. Yeah,
I'll take it.
definitely the top 10 at this moment.
At this point, that's true.
That's true.
I mean it.
Yay. Okay, well,
Merry
bye.
Christmas.